created to have some fun together, sharing and singing. So, join and enjoy.
Our love for opera brings us together. Thanks for being with us in this trip.
So we are here again. It's been quite a while, Rafa, since the last time we recorded. But today we have I would like to say a special song in the sense that maybe not many people thought or considered this song as being part of our season. But it is true that while I was looking for a song that many people know and that has been it was published in the late 30s, so it's already over 80 years. And for 80 years, this song has remained in the voices of, I would like to say, hundreds of singers, because really there's a huge number of singers that have gone for this song. I what I read is that the name is actually Over the Rainbow, but everybody
Yeah.
knows it as Somewhere Over the Rainbow because that is actually the phrase that is sung. And you might be or may not be, provided that we have people in 96 countries listening, United States being one of them. But if you were not aware, this song is part of the movie The Wizard of Oz, and the original voice is that of Judy Garland, a very, very young girl who conquered the world with this role. And The Wizard of Oz is also a monumental milestone in the filmography of the world. So we're really talking about huge things in this one. And as you know, we are going to be, well, before we go to the examples, Rafa, anything else besides saying hi that you would like to add to the introduction of today's program?
Hi everyone. Just to let you know that it's exactly that I know that it's a performance from The Wizard of Oz. That's the only manner, the only way that I do know this beautiful song, because it's a beautiful song. It's a
It
really beautiful song, and it's not so easy to sing. So I'm pretty um, excited to start this opera show.
And I am already, you're already watching it on your screens. We are having four very, very, very interesting and very different ways of singing this song. We will be assessing soon why it is difficult. We have mentioned a number of times that for a song to be difficult, it is not necessarily because it has high notes. It can be difficult for a thousand other reasons, which do not have to do
Mm.
with the height of the notes. And I think today's is going to be a very good example. And we're going to start with a very, very, very well-known soprano who was very active in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s still, Kathleen Battle. Um, she sang with most of the most popular tenors of those decades, also very popular at the Metropolitan Opera House and in Europe. And she sang pretty much whatever she wanted. And this is an example of what she chose to sing. Let me go to the reference here. It says that it was sung at the Lincoln Center, the very, very, very famous Lincoln Center in New York. So we're going to be listening now to how Kathleen Battle goes for this song Over the Rainbow, Somewhere Over
I'd
the
use the
Rainbow.
word pantheon for several of the songs we've heard this evening.
Okay, so this was our first version in the voice of Kathleen Battle. Rafan, would you like to start with your comments?
Yeah. Um, what I didn't know her, to be honest, never. Um, but I need to say that what a great performance about this lady. First of all, the orchestra was unbelievable. From my point of view, this kind of orchestra is that kind of orchestras that has an arrangement. It's a kind of arrangement that this guy in 1990 with the three tenors. I don't remember
Subimeta?
Subimeta. Thank you. What a great arrangements. What manner to handle the waves and the violins with a whole package, let's say, in a way. Uh, you can feel every single note, every single movement. You can dive into the song. Just talking about the orchestra is just great. It's a lovely orchestra. Talking about her, she's really amazing for my point of view. She has an excellent control of her voice. She's doing whatever she wants in her performance. She has an excellent uh, breathing technique. Her voice is very soft, very sweet. It's not noisy because it's a higher soprano. It's a very
Hmm.
high soprano. She's a very high soprano. So mainly, as I said in the last programs, I am not. I don't have high experience in that. This is not my field, let's say, but a lot of sopranos that has a high or a very, let's say, metallic or crystal color in her voice is so often that she's one they are noisy, a kind of noisy. So sometimes you are okay. Maybe it's better that you can finish the song in here. You're doing great, but that's enough. In this case, you can hear it and again and again and again. She's great. Um, she's doing, as I said, she's doing with the song whatever she likes to do. Uh, she gets into the right time, into the right pitch, and into the right and perfect feeling when the at the end of the song, uh, um, the tone or the pitch it turns up. I don't know how to exactly it's growing in a higher tone. This way to is really amazing. For my point of view, is Kathleen is, I think, could be, in my, let's say, in my ignorance, could be into the top of 20, 50, 15 greatest sopranos in the world. Certainly she will be. That's my
Yeah.
point of view.
Well, Kathleen Battle, because in other episodes, in other seasons, we have talked a little about Kathleen. Um, Many people didn't like her because they said she had a small voice. Her voice was not huge. We have
Hmm.
explained that it is not important that you have a powerful volume, but that people
Hmm.
can hear you.
Hmm.
You can still have a small voice, but that it runs and that it crosses the hole where you are singing. So that's what many people criticize about her. But what it is true is that the purity of her
Uh-huh.
sound, the homogeneity of her voice is beyond any question. You,
Yep.
you, you, you could hear the perfection of the emission of each of
Yes.
the notes she sang. Um, I really would never question any, from this performance. I really wouldn't question anything of what she did. Notes are
Yes.
there, the sound is there. She plays with the sounds, with some words. She really knows how her instrument works, and she manages to carry you throughout all the song, like being transported in this
Hmm.
rainbow and place that she's telling us in the song. What to say about the orchestra? Of course, from the very first moments you just listen to perfection in the orchestra.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
warmth, it's nice because sometimes people again are going to hate me because of this. Sometimes the orchestras play the movie's music kind of boring, like kind of mechanic, no? But this
Mhm.
time
Mhm.
you feel like the orchestra is really into the song. So the
Yeah.
orchestra into the song and the singer into the song, if there is something close to perfection, from my perspective,
Yes.
this version
Yes.
could be one of those.
Yeah.
I really have nothing wrong to say about this version. I really cannot think of
No.
anything.
No.
Sounds,
Nothing.
tones, emotion, beauty of the
Yeah.
orchestration, nothing else to
Yeah.
say. But now let's go for the second version that we have here and see what your thoughts, Rafa, are. Now we are going to talk about, or well, we are having the version of Renee Fleming. Fleming is another American soprano,
Mhm.
very well known because she's a little more recent than Kathleen. I think she's still active in some recitals. I think she's not singing complete operas any longer, but she's still doing some presentations at the Metropolitan Opera House as a presenter of the program, a few recitals here and there. But let's listen to this version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow in the voice of Renee Fleming. Don't remember if the year is here. No, the year is not mentioned here, but let's see. Rafa, what are your thoughts?
All right. First of all, it seems to be. It seems to be. I have never saw a Chinese orchestra because if you saw the musicians, it was Chinese.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. At the end, there are musicians, whatever. It doesn't make any sense about the interpretation or so on. But it's for my point of view, it's kind of um, um, rare or something like this. But
awkward,
anyhow,
right?
the orchestra was what it kind of awkward because at the end I was never been involved in that kind of videos or in that kind of manner when a Chinese orchestra was involved. But anyhow, I think the orchestra was good, was fine. Um, and it's not, let's say, it's not too much, it's not too less, it's fine, it's good. The orchestra is fine. About her, um, I think that since the beginning, or I thought since the beginning that she has a good bass in her voice. Let's say low notes.
Hmm.
No, it's easier for her to have a kind of stronger voice. She's comfortable when she's singing in between the low notes and medium voice, even though she's a soprano, as I can see. Um, I think that she's moving best in his best zone, let's say, when she's doing this kind of notes. Um, I like I like her performance. I think she has a good instrument. She knows her instrument. She knows how to handle it. Okay, it's fine. Um, but in some, there were some sparkly moments, let's say, in when maybe I'm wrong, but I think that her voice, it was a little nasal in some maybe out. For example, the tenors are, for example, when they are singing, it's and in her side it was like kind of in a low note, but kind of strange for me. I don't feel comfortable in that. As I said, there are some sparkly moments that I don't feel so good about that. The interpretation in this Over the Rainbow is song, uh, comparing with the first one, I think is much more paused. She's not um, she's not, let's say, she's not having a kind of wave, you know. She's not driving to you, and she's putting the blinks and the wall in a way, and structure the song, and this is the phrase, this is another phrase, that's another phrase. So she's not moving, she's not flying in a way. Okay, that's my point of view. In fact, um, if I heard it well, there was a little note, a tone, when she tries to go uh, over than her range can get into. She failed. There's a
Yeah.
little, we call gallo. No, we call gallo in Mexico, but it's a kind of deviation, let's say, in the voice, in which the pitch it's in here, and you do this, okay. It's maybe it's almost unperceptible, but I think I caught her. You know,
Correct.
I think, and the last one, my point of view is that the high notes are not her field. Let's say it's not comfortable in the very high notes as Kathleen. Let's say in this sense, you know, Renee is more comfortable, as I said in the beginning, in the low range, medium range. It's fine. She's doing fine. She's doing great. But as a soprano, it doesn't convince me 100%, to be honest.
Well, if you allow me, I found in the comments of that video one that describes my thoughts perfectly. It says, I love Renee Fleming. Well, I don't love Renee Fleming. I like some of her renditions, but I don't love. So
Yeah.
except for that, well, this man loves Renee Fleming. But good Lord, this is just dreadful, overreaching mess. Dreadful. And if you think this eclipse is Judy Garland's raw, poignant original, please take a walk in the woods or spend some time staring at the sunset. I agree. I think it's really a mess. The arrangements of the arrangements of the orchestra really make no sense to the original melody.
No.
It's like who here is a composer? Take this and do whatever you want, because it doesn't capture you. It doesn't take you to the land. It doesn't take you anywhere. It's just, and suddenly there is a flute and there is some chords here. Nothing related to what the actual song is. And as you mentioned, it's like her version is pieces and pieces and pieces put all over one after another, because there is, if she wanted to go high, it could be a consequence of the previous song, but it's suddenly she goes for an octave higher when she was singing an octave lower, but there is no consequence of anything. It's like this time here, this time here. I'm not really telling a story, I'm just telling sentences. I don't think she really feels the song.
Maybe you can describe better than me, as we said here in Mexico. Hey guys, vamos a echarnos un palomazo. No,
Yeah.
you have much better English than me, so maybe you can describe it. It's like, hey guys, let's do it. Come on, let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
let's
Okay,
get together, just as you mentioned. Let's see
come
what
on.
happens. Orchestra, play this
Woo.
song. See, see if it
Yeah,
works. And I really
yeah.
think it didn't
Let's see what
work.
happens. Yeah, yeah.
I love Renee singing some other things. I'm not I'm not really a fan of this version in anything, as I
No,
just
no, no.
mentioned. Not the orchestra, not her voice, not the emotion, not really anything. So I know that people
Yeah.
who love
Okay.
Renee are going to hate me because of that, but not here. Really, 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 really not here. It's
Uh,
like my aunt trying to sing when she's watching the movie, no? You see the little girl,
yeah.
Judy Garland, and she and my old aunt says, "Oh, I'm going to sing it with her," and she starts
Yeah.
because she even has the moods and the manners of an old woman. There's nothing
Mm,
fresh
mm.
in her singing. So,
And
uh,
if you can see that, if you can see that, she knew at the end that she wasn't in a good shape, because at the end, she started to I don't know how to say in English, to I'm going to say in Spanish because maybe you have the word in English, but empezó como que a farolear, ¿no?
mhm.
Empezó a farolear, ¿no? Um,
Why, like, what is coming next? What do I do now?
exactly, in order to, when she started to, at the end, like say, hey, look my voice, you know, look my voice, and look what a kind of ending I am doing right now, you know, and
Out of place,
she's not,
completely out of place.
yes, she's not Maria Carey, you know, no, and I wouldn't say, I respect all the position or the point of views or something. I wouldn't say that it's a mess because it was terrific or it was, everything was wrong. But I think in general is not a good performance. In general, it's not a good performance.
The world can move
It's
on
fine, and
without this version.
it was record. Yes, yes, it was record. That's fine. Okay, let's page.
Yeah. And so we're going to
Yeah.
move to our next one, chord. So we're reaching our third version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And let me tell you something in advance. We are going to be, or I'm going to be sharing with you all this recording by soprano, Welsh soprano Jodie DeVoe. But there is a sad part in here. She passed away uh, last year, if I remember well. She was a victim of breast cancer. As you will be able to see in the video, she was a very, very young woman. Of course, it is always unfortunate that when anybody passes away, but when you have all people or people that are known who are artists and who have this talent of them, it feels like there is an emptiness
Mm-hmm,
in
mm-hmm,
here.
mm-hmm.
And so I'm not trying to influence you into liking her rendition. That is not my purpose. But I wanted to say it before we watch it, so that I wouldn't say it after the rendition, which would sound like awkward, like, okay, this lady just died last year. So that's not a nice thing to say when we are analyzing the way she did it. But let's listen to her rendition of what she did with Somewhere Over the Rainbow in the voice of soprano Jodie DeVoe.
If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
Rafa, this was Jeudi de Veau. What are your thoughts on this rendition?
Well, taking the, let's say, the last performances, when we saw orchestras, I think that this dual piano voice was amazing. I think there's no another word. The pianist is like softly doing in the keyboard and drives you to miss something or some place or somebody, you know. It drives you to to close your eyes and get flow, let's say maybe in the darkness or in the night or whatever, just only the piano. And plus this great voice, because it's a great voice, is tender. She's tender. Her voice is tender. Her voice is very well positioned in her body, in her inside technique for breathing. The control is amazing. The control of her voice, the volume. What manner of managing, or sorry, what a great manner to handle the volume, the control of her voice. She's doing she's almost whispering, and then is she's really feeling inside, deeply inside this song. High notes, great high notes in the perfect pitch. Once again, she's not noisy. You are hearing a comfortable voice. You can relaxing with her voice. She has a very great movements during the song. She's driving you in the place that she wants you to be there, you know.
Rafa, it looks like we lost the signal on your end because I haven't heard you for around 30 seconds. Can you hear me? I think you might be coming back. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, Rafa is coming back. Rafa is coming back, but we still cannot see him. Rafa, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Dun, 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 dun. Well, you know, it happens when you do these recordings and they are all natural and flow. This is one of the risks, but I think it's really worth it because our comments and everything is natural, none of the things we say is prearranged. So you can be sure that this is actually what our thoughts are. We don't pre-agree on anything. Everybody open to share his thoughts. Oh, Rafa is telling me that the light went out home. Give me a second. Let me see. How can we? Okay. Well, Rafa comes back once the light comes back home. He's home. Let me share you my thoughts. I think that Rafa pretty much says everything that I wanted to say as well. The piano is extraordinary. One can read here that the pianist is Ismaël Marin. What an extraordinary pianist he is. He understands the style of the song. He carries you with the melody of the song. He integrates to perfection with the volume and the intention that Jody is sharing with us. I am pretty sure that she worked hard on the understanding of the melody and on the understanding of the singer as well. So, wow. I really, really, really loved how his accompaniment at the piano. Moving to Jody DeVoe, what can I say? Well, I think Rafa is coming back. Yeah, Rafa, you came back very quickly. I was just sharing with them
Sorry.
also. Don't worry. I was just sharing with everybody that I also agree the pianist is simply amazing. By even by taking out the voice, you could listen to the melody of the piano. I was also saying that it is clear that he worked a lot in understanding the melody. He understood what to communicate in each of the notes. He knew how to play it so that it made sense. And the same I want to say about Jody. In fact, it would be Jody DeVoe. I think she invested a good number of hours in learning and making this song of hers. Because, as we have said in other episodes, you can see how she understands the syllables and the words and what she's going to do with the sound. And you also mentioned it. She knows what she's going to do with her body language. Nothing
That's
is
right.
improvised there, and it doesn't seem artificial, like mechanical. Here I move my mouth, here I move my shoulder. It seems natural, which means
Yes.
she worked so hard so that it even looks very, very natural. I love the way, because also the camera zooms at her head when she says, "Why can't I?" Why can't I? You know, that way of working, that simple phrase
Yes.
tells you she's such an artist that
Yes.
really took care of her art. That I really, as we said in the first version, I really couldn't be able to say anything bad, wrong about
No. No.
this
No.
rendition. It's very intimate. The overall result between the voice and the piano. I can perfectly see myself having a dinner by a
Yes.
river or by the sea with candles, good lighting, and listening to this
No.
music,
No. No.
having
No.
a
No. No.
beautiful
No. No. No.
conversation with somebody you love.
Wow. Wow.
It's incredible. Really,
Yeah.
really, really incredible what Jody DeVoe achieved here. And maybe we can take a minute or two to discuss the difficulties, because you mentioned it a little. For a singer, and I know that you like perfection, so it will make sense to you. Our voice, the voice of everybody, has different presence, volume, sound, depending on the vowel, depending on the volume, depending on the volume of the type of melody that you're singing. So it is, if not natural, at least you have to work on saying, how do I take this from pianissimo to a much louder volume without sounding too strident, like, because it is very easy to lose, as you were explaining, why can't I? La 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 la, and suddenly you feel like something is breaking, like now something
Yep.
is not working. And you have to work on your voice 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, until you find the sound that you want to produce. And that can take you
No, a lot.
a
Yeah.
lot hours. And you could make 50 recordings of your voice and say, I'm still not there. Here I want to sound it
Yes.
softer or like I am flirting someone, but it doesn't sound like flirt. Or now again, it sounds metallic, strident, too
Yeah.
noisy. And then you say, no, now it sounds childish, and I don't want to sound childish. I want my sound to be more like velvet, like romantic. You know, the singer really struggles with all those questions and rehearses and rehearses and rehearses until he achieves what he wants. And
That's right.
with that in mind, and I would like to invite you to, I am going to leave the link for people watching us on YouTube. I am going to leave the link on the description of the video so that you can play it as many times as you want. But it really invites you to see how many times she does changes in her voice, from loud to soft to hardly heard,
Exactly.
as you said, as a whisper, then going back increasing, then almost like speaking, then telling you the story da, 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 without feeling monotonous. I am unable to count, but she does so many changes. She she plays in a good sense. She plays with all the richness of the song that from my perspective, it certainly is a creation. It really is
I agree. Yeah.
something I
That's the
could.
reason why I was telling you that that's a great movement in the whole performance. There's a lot of movements. The song is alive.
It certainly is. Yeah. There is. This is the shortest version, of course, being only the piano. They omit the long introduction of the orchestra. That's why this one is shorter for around a minute. But you feel every second of the melody that it is
Yes.
telling you something that not does not leave you bored anywhere. And it happens when you have liked the song. When it finishes, you feel like but I want more. Like play it again, sing it again. Like there is something.
Yes.
There is something that I would like to continue for longer.
Yeah.
And I really think she achieves that. Anything that you would like add, Rafa, to the difficulties of this song?
Yeah. Talking about Judy DeVoe,
Mhm.
you mean? No, no, no. It's 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 in a very high in a very high level. As I said, the ups and downs, the movement, the feeling is not easy. This is something that we need to keep in mind. It's not easy in any song. Let's say in any song, sing only piano and voice. It's not nothing easy. It's the most um, it's the most difficult things that a singer can do with they are singing alone with a pianist, because you need to be in the rhythm, you need to be very aligned with the pianist has to be a good pianist in order that you don't have a mess in there and sounds like as a first rehearsal in this first of your life, the first rehearsal of your life. You know, it's very difficult to do that. And as you said, you need to rehearsal once and over again and again and again and again until you have a perfection. And this song, this performance, this version is what it has. It's a really good it's a really good version of the summer over the rainbow. My point of view, if it's very competitive with Catalan.
Yeah, we're going to
Very
get there.
competitive.
Yeah, we only
It's very difficult. If we have it in a contest, wow, it will be kind of
hard hard to tell
hard to
which one.
say
Yeah,
yes,
choose this one
yes.
or the other. Yeah, it could be hard. We have a fourth version now. It is the name is Lordina, the soprano. That's her artist name, and I also found it very interesting. Hope you all agree. And there we are. And let's play Lordina the soprano with some words.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high.
So, Rafa, what are your thoughts on Lordina the soprano?
I need to be very honest. It's a pity, I think, that as I can hear, this is on an studio version, which is not. We are not complete in a way. We are comparing oranges with apples, because the studio has a lot of advantage. You can do and again and again and again. You can match, you can cut, you can paste, you can do whatever you want to do. Even though, however, it's a fact that Lordina has a great voice. We need to accept that. Yes, she has a great voice, but I can hear a kind of empty piano, let's say, in a way that it's something like it's in the center town, maybe in a bar or something like this, and just like as we said few performances ago, let's see what happens. You are the star. I'm just backing of you. I'm backing you, and I will be with you. But we are not both. You know, we are not having an infrastructure of a piece or a, or a song that we need to get better or to improve before than another versions of whatever. We are just singing and playing piano, and that's fine. I have not much to say. Poor arrangements in the piano, poor arrangements in her voice was fine, okay, except in the piano, except for the bridge at the end. There's a little tricky notes in there at the end, but nothing to say. Oh wow, we heard a great piano to in the last version. That's a great piano, and it's an alive piano, So I think that makes the difference, a big and a huge difference between a studio version and a live version. That's what I will say.
Yeah, let me add to your comments because I didn't mention it on purpose. Lordina comes from, or in fact is there. She's located in Africa. She's in Ghana.
Mm?
So
Okay.
the reason why I found it so interesting, well, I found it interesting for many reasons. First, because I said, how comes that a young lady chooses, well, she's a soprano, but she plays more what is called crossover, like Sarah Brightman, like opera, pop, and this mix of different genders, crossover. She's more of a crossover
Mm.
artist. So when I found her, I told myself, how come that a young lady in Ghana decides to go for such a difficult gender as a crossover and then chooses this song, and certainly with her own resources or with limited resources in Ghana. They don't have an opera house, they don't have orchestras, they don't have this musical tradition as in many other countries. uh, works hard to achieve this result. So that's very much the perspective from which that I see it. Of course, she's not like the lady from Belgium, because we all are clear that the resources in Belgium compared to the resources in Ghana, there is no comparison anyhow. So that's the first perspective that I like to see. That's why I notice also that the piano is really I mean, you compare to the previous version, and the piano is simply not there. No, nothing much to say. Just that uh, I admire her courage with the
Mm,
limited resources to go for something like this. That's
mm.
pretty much what I would like
Yeah,
to
yeah.
say. And before we run,
Assuming that, as you said, assuming that she's still living in Ghana with a lack of resources and so on. So far, we don't know. I don't know. I don't
well, I
know.
did some research, and she seems to be still there.
Hmm,
So,
hmm.
but why before we run out of time, why don't we go to our final part where we have to our favorite part of the program where we have to say what are our thoughts. So,
All right.
Rafa, Kathleen Battle,
Super. Super. Kathleen is great. She's awesome. Yeah.
agree, no doubt about it.
No doubt about it. That's right.
As we
Yeah.
mentioned, pretty much perfection in that performance. So, no
Yeah.
doubt about it. Uh, Rene Fleming,
Renee Fleming I'm certainly that she could have uh, another songs that maybe she can did it great, but in this case, this version is mm, no thumbs up, thumbs down,
yeah, I agree.
100%. Yeah.
There are many things that she does very well. Not this
Mm,
time, Rene. Sorry.
no.
Jody Deveau.
Oh, Judy. Wow. As I said, if we were in a cons
Contest.
in a contest, thank you. Maybe I will award to Jody DeVoe because, as I said, it's not easy. It's nothing compared singing with an orchestra alone or versus along with the pianist. It's so hard. It's so difficult to have a decision. But Judy DeVoe is great. She's great in this version. She was great.
Yeah. Well, of course, I have to agree. I said
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong in there. It's also
No.
absolute perfection, the accompaniment and her voice. So that's. But the interesting question is, how are you going to evaluate Lordina de Soprano and her rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow?
Thumbs up at the end. Thumbs up because at the end, even though she's in Ghana or whatever, and with the lack of that resource or something, you can't deny or that she has talent. You can hear that. You can hear that, and she's a great voice. As you said, it's a pity if that she wouldn't be right now in London or in Italy or something like this because maybe it will be a great
Superstar.
artist,
Yeah.
superstar or something like this. Yeah, I'm certainly. I believe that. I will give her a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Certainly, 100%.
This time we agreed in pretty much everything. Yeah, I liked the emotion in her voice. Not as perfect in the emission and the technique as could be Kathleen or Jody. Clearly not at her level technically, but the emotion is good. The emotion is there. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The fact in here is that in a studio version, uh, sometimes it's difficult to feelings that ways that they are feeling as a singers. You need to be there in order. That's the reason why the concerts exist because to be there and how the performance of the artist is running. And in a CD record or whatever, you can play it in whatever place, whatever time, and whatever. It's that's it's different at the end. At the end, it's different.
So with that being said, thank you very much, Rafa, for having shared with us
Thank
these
you,
four
Rich.
versions. And we have a very interesting song for next month that I know many of you like. I won't say that it's a surprise, but next episode we are having Granada. Who hasn't
Okay.
heard Granada? So interesting choices, interesting conversation. So we will be seeing you
Mexican
all.
composer.
Mexican composer. We are going back to Mexico. So thanks everybody. Thank you very much. And we'll be seeing here in a month. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You can follow our channel for the latest updates and more content. Opera We Love Singing, in just one word. Link in the description of the episode.